think you actually think this, but you're very afraid to actually admit it. Now more than ever, I feel like you know that your content isn't sounding like you anymore. All the things that you're putting out there are starting to feel like a Frankenstein of ideas from everything that you've copied, trying to look like somebody else, and you've lost this essence. And now, unfortunately, it feels like your brand feels like AI slop. It just feels bad. What everyone and every single coach out there wants, which is a highly profitable personal brand, is now becoming harder and harder. The reason why your personal brand right now feels like slop, unfortunately, is because you AI'd everything. Everyone has this pressure to perform, this pressure to put out more content. Hell, you see Hormozy building a new YouTube channel where he posts like 25 times a day. The people who are the most known people in the industry are posting more content than ever. And it's normal for the people who are not at that level to feel like we need to catch up, to feel like we need to do everything in our favor to post more, to be more top of mind, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But we as humans, and I include myself in there, is we're always finding for the least path of resistance. Now, as I help other online coaches and I've helped my clients make close to $20 million online, with the rise of AI, I've seen these four things take over personal brands more than ever, which makes it not better or faster or smoother or more optimized to create more content on a personal brand, but I feel like everything just becomes worse. Number one is when I see coaches now who are also content creators. If you're in this industry, you're also a content creator. Everything is insufferably chunky. I get it that you see how everyone in your space, all of your competitors, are now suddenly creating AI dashboards, are suddenly creating all these AI slop, basically, because it's a shiny object and you feel left behind. So you feel like you want to use every single AI software, you want to use everything out there to make sure that you're not left behind. But now, what used to be simple tasks like creating content, like taking your iPhone and just recording yourself and posting it out there, this has become a massive project of ideation of what are the best hooks. I need to look at adjacent markets to see what their hook formula is to get a better, less skip rate percentage, because in that industry they say this, so I'm going to try and emulate this. And it's just become this insufferable project to do the most simple things. It has just become paralysis by analysis. And I tell you this from the heart because I've dealt with this with my clients. Your over optimization of small tasks become procrastination and become you being overwhelmed with everything else that you have to do in your coaching business, because you're wearing 1,000 different hats. You have to do everything: coaching, sales, setting, all this stuff. Or if you have people that you oversee, you have to make sure you also are on top of the team. But now simple tasks like being the fucking face of your business has become this insufferably chunky process that is not optimized. You just created a Notion dashboard and a whole list of 50 different things to just post a piece of content, bro. So every time I look into my clients' accounts or whenever I'm looking at their processes, it's become worse, not better. When you're trying to write an email, you write the email from the heart, you copy and paste it into Claude, you give Claude some context about your business, then you give it research, then you give it a Hormozy email that you liked, and then you start creating a bunch of unnecessary projects that you don't need to do. All you need to do is understand what are the 5 problems you're solving for your client and speak from the heart from those things and how you solve those things. You're overcomplicating things, and everything in your business now is chunky. And by definition, making things harder for you, you produce less, you post less, you overthink more. And whenever you post something, it's not genuine to your brand. And that's the first thing that I see all the time. Number 2, you've lost your touch because you feel like you're getting left behind. You're adopting every single software. You have profiles in every single software from Poppy AI, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, everything, because you want to be everything and everywhere, and because you think Claude is the best copywriter, but Gemini is the best researcher, but ChatGPT, you can use GPTs, and then you have all this massive clunkiness of things that just make your job so much harder instead of easier. You're working on the wrong things, using the wrong solutions for the wrong problems all of the time. And that, you can feel how passionate about this because it pisses me off. So this might be hypercritical, you tell me in the comments, but because of this and because I want to help you avoid working on the wrong thing with the wrong solutions for who knows how long and being stuck for years, comparing yourself to other people, I had to come up with like, okay, what are the 13 questions? What are the 15 questions, 10 questions? I asked my clients to make them understand business differently. And I built just an entire questionnaire that once you answer it, it tells you what's your one problem that you need to focus on, what's your one thing, and then it gives you a consultant so that you can solve it rapidly rather than focusing on everything else. I dropped the link down in the description. It's free, you can use it. Please just be this the one thing you actually use, please. So you've lost touch with reality because you are combining, again, Frankenstein of things. This person for hooks, this person for ideation, these things for format, this place to research, this thing to do my script, And in the whole process, it's like you're passing yourself through like filters every time. It's like you're using a coffee filter every single time, and by the end you're left with something with no essence. It's no longer you. And trust me when I say, people now more than ever are looking to hire coaches more than hiring the coaching, because information now is everywhere. There's an overload of information everywhere. I'm sure you know this. Like this video, there's millions more. Information is everywhere. So rather become the person that's worth investing in. And you don't do this by putting yourself through filters every single time when you're trying to post one thing, bro. So don't lose your touch. Don't lose the thing that made you special in the first place. Number 3, you've become lazy. You're thinking that just because you're using all this AI to post content that you're somewhat more optimal or whatever. It's become a habit. Like as soon as you have a problem, you instantly open ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever to solve the problem for you. You've lost this way of thinking that, again, makes you you. A little tangent. I recently started back again jiu-jitsu, and it's one of the sports that puts you in a spot where you have to think critically. You can't ask questions. You're being choked. Your arm's gonna break. They're gonna break your shoulder off your body. You have to think critically and to get out of like really bad situations, like literally. But now you've become lazy because you've used so much of your brain power to go in the path of least resistance, go to ChatGPT, Gemini, whatever, to solve your problems, when you actually will benefit more into sitting down, thinking about the problem, reading things, becoming a master at it, understanding our process and trying to solve it by yourself, and then using the data to see what went right, what went wrong, than you having to go outsource your thinking somewhere else. And you've become lazy. Everything has now become a way of like, how can I spend 3 hours looking for the best AI thumbnail or AI scriptwriter and then spend another hour trying to fix it to sound like me so that then I can post it and it's something that fucking flops. So you've wasted hours and hours and hours perfecting a process that, by the way, is not perfect and it's not there. It's not where it's supposed to be right now. Where I would have preferred you understand the concept of content creation, offer creation, client fulfillment, offer operations, everything else. You understand the concept. You learn how to fish rather than trying to find a fucking piece of fish somewhere else and you be happy for a couple minutes. You've become lazy. And I say this with love and with care because I see myself sometimes being lazy too. And I have to call my clients out sometimes. Thinking critically is going to become, in the next 6 to 12 months, one of the most important skills that any coach or any consultant can have. Because when everyone's zigging towards AI and wanting to automate everything and create a dashboard for everything, I need you to zag and I need you to think critically of like, what skills can I learn right now that are gonna make me somebody that's going to stand the test of time. There's absolute good uses for AI. Like I said, down below, there's a link to a description, to a quiz that's gonna give you an AI that I created. It's a lead magnet. It's gonna help me get leads and it's gonna be actually useful for you. But again, I'm not automating my client fulfillment. I'm not automating my script writing. You have to make sure you understand what are the things that you can automate. But if you automate parts of your personal brand, you've become the slop everyone hates. And lastly, and most importantly, AI has become the new video games. AI has become the new shiny object. The thing where you spend 10 hours on it, you feel like you're being productive when in reality, you've done shit. AI has also become that movement of like 5 years ago when you hire a VA from the Philippines, like did something. No, you still have to train it. You still have to show it the ways. It's finding the path of least resistance. This is your business. This is your dream. I'm sure you have a vision board where you see yourself driving your Porsche 911 and you're flying private and all these things. The most important thing you can have right now in business is having a good personal brand. By you doing all these things, it's sounding like slop and people are gonna hate you for it. People are gonna filter you out because you're doing yourself a disservice by thinking, if I make everything chunky, it's better. If I put my script that I wrote out of my heart through like 50 filters, it's gonna be better. If I automate everything, I'm gonna be better. If I spend 5 hours on AI, it's gonna be better. When you should have focused on the one thing that once solved, everything else becomes irrelevant. That's from a book called The One Thing. I highly recommend it. And if you're trying to find the one thing that's gonna, once you solve it, you're gonna make your $1 million a year. For example, for me, my $1 million problem is my content. I have a client whose $1 million problem is finding a good seller so they can book more calls and close more calls. For another client is understanding what's the gap from content to sales. It's just one thing. You just have to focus on one thing. And by you focusing on 50 different AIs and dashboards and softwares and LLMs and Poppy AI and this thing and Manus and all these things, you're losing yourself, man. You really are. Right now, the most important thing that you can do in 2026 is having a personal brand that doesn't feel like AI and having a business that actually depends on your personal knowledge, your experience, your expertise, and as an add-on, uses AI for the things that you actually need to do. Hopefully that makes sense. Hopefully that helps you. And again, down in the description below, it's a free questionnaire. Answer those questions honestly from the heart. And it's gonna tell you what's the one thing you need to be working on. That once fixed, it'll completely change your business. You're one breakthrough away. I promise you, you're one breakthrough away. It's down below. It's free to use. And then after that, it actually helps you solve the thing for you. But if you want any more personal one-on-one help with me, then just go to my Instagram and just send me a message. Send me something. I'm here to help you, and I want to help you. And I really want to help you, your personal brand, not be fucking AI slop. I hope this was helpful. YouTube is smarter than me, so whatever video it's recommending right now, you should watch that. See you in the next one.